Hi, I'm Marina Ancona. I am a Brooklyn printmaker, and I have been running 10 Gram Press since 1999. I have a satellite shop in Santa Fe, New Mexico as well, but for the most part I'm based in Brooklyn. So here at 10 Gram Press we do etching, monotype woodblock, linoleum, collograph. We also do a little bit of silkscreen. I have worked solely in print shops opposed to academically, and I have found that to be the reason I do printmaking. Collaborating with artists and printmakers has been the reason I do what I do. I started printmaking with Ken Noland. He was teaching a class at the Santa Fe Art Institute, and I got into the class just by the skin of my teeth. And I was able to study with Ken Noland, who taught me so much about color. And he brought us into a print shop for the first time, and I fell in love. The mission here at 10 Gram Press is to collaborate with artists in traditional and expansive print form. And we work with artists who come from very traditional printmaking backgrounds, meaning that they've done a lot of prints, and then we've also worked with artists that have never done prints before. And a lot of times artists have said, you know, doing prints makes me able to take this work back to the studio to work on work in a different way, and it expands their other work in painting or sculpture or photography or whatever they're working on. An example, I was just doing a project with Sonia Kantorowski, and he did a whole series of monotypes here to kind of jumpstart work that he was going to produce for a big show. And he said he ended up using those monotypes as basically the main piece in the show, and did paintings from the prints, which was kind of amazing. Someone like Nicole Eisenman also has always kind of used printmaking as such a tool. I mean, she kind of brings it into her painting, she brings it into her sculpture, you know, she pulls techniques from everything she does and kind of mixes them in such a beautiful way. I think it's really exciting to see artists use material, and that's kind of what I've been able to witness here in the shop too. This is a print I published with Nicole Eisenman, and it's a great example of one of the pluses of collaborating with print shops in Brooklyn. I was able to do this print because I collaborated with Luther on this project. This print is a woodcut with a glow-in-the-dark silkscreen background. So I went to Luther silkscreened the back of the paper, and then we printed the wood block on top of the paper. And I was able to kind of really powwow with Luther on kind of brainstorm on kind of how to get the color of the background in the way it was going to look. This print glows in the dark in a way that we were trying to get it to glow in the dark. There was details like we had to sand the paper because the pigment of the phosphorescent ink was kind of like sandpaper. And so all these little details were helped and figured out by collaborating with Luther. Thank you, Luther. I don't have a big print shop. My goal here is to be able to be sustainable, and part of that is having a low overhead and a small shop. And so my goal is and focus is to not work in every medium, but to be able to do as much as I can in a small space. And so being able to go to print shops like Luther's print shops or other people's print shops to use equipment that I can't house all here makes it much more sustainable for me to be able to do the work I want to do. Here are two projects we did with an artist named Lou Hicks in collaboration with Small Editions. This is a book of all unique monotypes. It was really exciting to work with Small Editions on this project, we collaborated on all the details of how to make this book possible. Since they're all original monotypes, you can't mess up any page. It was really important to collaborate with someone who knew how to do this and walk me through the steps of how to print it in a way that could be turned into a book. This is Here, a project done in collaboration with an artist named Janine Olson. It was very exciting to work also with Small Editions on this project. Janine wanted to make a clamshell for this project to showcase the print in a way that would show it folded and the process of unfolding it when you look at the print. She collaborated with making all the detailed choices of the color, as well as the heaviness of the front and then the stamping as well. I came here, started working in a print shop here, and after working there for about a month or two, realized I was not doing things that were so exciting to me, and I wanted to have my hands more directly involved with collaborating with the artists and being more interactive, and the whole idea of publishing was really interesting to me. So an artist in Santa Fe offered to half the money to put up a press, and I put up the other half, and I was able to buy a Takash press, which is over here, and they delivered it in the fall of 1999, and I started 10 Gram Press in a small kind of warehouse space that I shared with some other friends who were artists as well. After that, I moved into this space here 5 years later, and I have been an independent print shop now, kind of working in a small production way, doing big projects, small projects. Our mission is to collaborate with artists from all aspects, and to do projects that are traditionally based and also non-traditionally based. I think it's really important to never say no, to figure out the problem. The problem solving is always the adventurous part. It's always the fun part. Artists will come to you with an idea and you're like, oh my God, that's a terrible idea, but let's try it. You know, maybe there's a good idea in there that we have not figured out, and you know. So that's basically what I do here at 10 Gram Press. Okay. This is Mr. and this is Sister. Hi, Sister. Oh. They are the shop assistants who are a little bit distracted all the time, not very helpful. Yeah. My father is from Brooklyn. My father was born and raised in Coney Island, and there's 6 kids, and he said he spent his whole life trying to get out of Coney Island, and now I'm back. I love Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn is the heart, in a way, of Manhattan. It's so big. There's so many boroughs. There's still such a life. New York to me is a place where people from all over the world come to take risks and have adventures, and that's why I'm here.